So we did not go live over on YouTube on Tuesday, but we are live today, Thursday. So when you come on, please tell us hello, tell us how you're doing, and tell us where you're from. Victoria is here, so if you have comments on both Facebook and YouTube, please talk to us. Ask questions as we go, because Victoria can read those questions to me, so we'd love for you to talk to us. So today we are going to make a wreath. We're going to work on a fall wreath, and we're going to use some of the ribbon. So a week or so ago we did a haul from the craft outlet, and I showed you some of the ribbon that we purchased. So we purchased some fall ribbon. So we've got those fun ribbons that we're going to use, and then we purchased this really cute sign to tuck into a wreath. And so it's backwards here on Facebook, but I'll show you, I'll take a picture so you can see it. It just has some fun pumpkins, bright colors, turquoise and orange, and then some animal print, and it says welcome. So just a fun sign, and we are going to put that on this 18-inch grapevine wreath. I'm actually going to hang it here on this door, and I am going to put the sign on first. So the way I'm going to attach the sign is just with some bind wire. So this bind wire is by Oasis Floral Products, and it's really just a covered wire. It's actually covered with a paper type material. So I am just taking that wire, and I'm going to cut 2 good sized pieces. Now the wonderful part about the sign, you could glue it in if you wanted to, but it does have, and I threw that on the floor, but it does have some little holes. It's got a hole at the top and a hole at the bottom. And so, thank you, Victoria. So I am just going to take that bind wire and run it right through that hole. And then I'm going to twist that wire in place. And I'm going to do that on both the top and the bottom.
You have a lot of greetings.
Hello guys, hello. I'm so glad you're here with us this afternoon. Okay, so I attached my wires on both top and bottom, and then I think I'm just going to kind of put it to the side. So I'm going to just take that wire and run it through that grapevine wreath. Owen, are we good?
You're good to go.
Thank you, sir. So I'm just twisting that bind wire, and then what I like to do is just take and just wrap that wire right around my finger just to do like a little curlicue. You can absolutely just cut it off, but I just find that little curlicue is just fine. All right, and then I'm taking the bottom one, and I'm just coming all the way, and I'm going to knock my door over. I'm just coming all the way around that grapevine wreath and just wrapping it and twisting it tight, and then just doing a curlicue with my finger.
Eva Williamson says, hello, hope you are having a cooler day today. Hope everyone is having a great day.
It has been a lovely day. It was actually chilly outside this morning when I went outside to do my devotion. It's been a really nice day here. Okay, so the things I chose to go on this wreath include some things that I had in the attic. I just went upstairs and kind of dug to see. We bought these fun pumpkins. I want to say last year we bought them from the dollar store, but I thought that color was perfect with the turquoise in this sign, so I thought we would tuck a couple of those. This was a fun little orange pumpkin. It almost looks like it's knitted, just a fun little orange pumpkin. And then these 2 are wrapped with some type of natural material, just kind of in the brown colors. But I thought maybe we would tuck those in. So this is going to be the quickest tutorial you've probably ever seen me do, because it's going to be very simple. This is a couple of pieces of leftover. We had done this as a swag on top of something. So I've got some extra greens and then a cute little pick. So I'm setting those to the side, and we may add those in. The first thing we're going to do for this wreath is we're going to tie 2 separate bows for this wreath. Yesterday, one of our followers over on Facebook asked me to do a tutorial on a bow that was layered in color. So that's what I'm going to do really quickly. And I'm actually going to make 2 for this wreath, and we're just going to layer it in all of these fun ribbons.
Miss Shelley on YouTube says, glad I caught this since I saw you unpack it and all the beautiful ribbon. You were right when you said people keep artificial arrangements way too long.
Yes, ma'am. They keep them so long. Don't they? It's so funny how long they'll keep something. Okay, so we're going to start out with the cute pumpkin ribbon. Now, it is the widest ribbon, but that's completely okay. It has the cutest print to me. It's the print that I really want to show. So the reason I'm starting with the pumpkins and the wider ribbon is because I really want this to be on the front of the bow. So I'm going to start. You see how it's got a print on one side and it's not pretty on the back side. So I always start to tie a bow. I like to leave tails, so I'm going to leave the streamer kind of hanging down here and it's facing me, okay? I'm going to make a loop, and I'm not going to make really large loops with this ribbon. I'm going to turn this way so you can see it up against this wall instead of against that printed sign. Okay, I made a loop, if y'all can see that loop. And you see the pretty print is on the back. I'm going to twist that print toward me, and now you see the back of the ribbon. So now the print is facing me. I'm going to make another loop here, and I'm just going up and I'm catching it between my fingers. There you see the pretty print. I'm going to do another twist and a loop and then a twist. And now that's my tail. Okay, see that long tail? I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it short. If you see this print, this is right side up, but if you see it here, it's upside down, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that pumpkin ribbon short because I want my tail to have my pumpkins going right side instead of upside down. So I just cut that ribbon. So now my tails are both right side up instead of one being upside down. So I just cut it short there and then tuck it right into that bow. And now I have my pumpkins going in the right direction. Okay, next we are going to, let's go with this orange ribbon. So now here's what you can do, or you can do it like me. You can tie this bow off. If it would be easier for you, go ahead and tie this bow off. You're going to take a little wire and go ahead and tie him off. Now for me, I find it easier just to layer, but if you want to tie it off at this stage, tie it off, okay? Take your your long wire and go ahead and tie it off. Now I'm not going to. I'm going to just take my next ribbon. I'm still holding that between those two fingers. I'm going to take my next color and I'm going to lay it right there on the back of that blue or turquoise colored ribbon. And I'm going to make 3 more loops. 1, twist, 2, twist, 3, twist. And leave my tail long. And I'm going to cut it, okay? And we're going to fluff it, no worries. We'll fluff it and make it pretty. Okay, next we're going to come in, we're going to come in with this plaid. So my plaid has all of the colors. I don't know if you can see how pretty that plaid is, but it has all of the colors from this sign. So we're going to do the same thing. Lay it on the back of that orange, just like that. It's just up underneath my pointer finger. A loop, twist, a loop, twist, a loop, twist, and then cut my tails.
On YouTube, Oma says, watching from the lovely island of Trinidad.
Hello, I'm so glad you're here.
DIY Dream Weddings UK says hello.
Hello,
Miss
hello,
Judy
guys.
says hello, and Miss Linda Sue says hello.
I am so glad you're all here. Thank y'all so much for watching. Okay, this was a stripe. So pretty. Love that turquoise, and it kind of matches all our turquoise. So we're going to do the same with this. Now, you do not have to layer this much ribbon. If you don't want all of these different patterns, do not feel like it's necessary. I just think the patterns of the ribbon is fun, but it's really every bit in your taste. Okay, so there's my bow. a messy old bow, okay? I'm going to take a piece of wire and I'm going to lay it right here up underneath my thumb. It's right there underneath my thumb. And I'm going to bend that wire down. And I've got it right here between these two fingers, okay? I'm going to take these wires and I'm taking my pointer finger and I'm pushing that wire as tight as I possibly can and I'm twisting. Twist, twist, twist. Okay, so there's our bow. Now we're going to fluff our bow. Now this is the most important part about tying a bow, is fluffing that bow. Now what I like to do is I like to hold my thumb on that wire so that when I get to pulling, I'm not going to pull these ribbons loose. So I'm just going to start pulling my ribbons apart and fluffing my bow. It's easy for you to see if I turn this way so you don't have to see the sign. Just fluff it until you get it to look like you want it to. Now I left all these tails long because my goal with this bow is to put it at the bottom here. So I wanted all my tails to hang down on my door. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to take this wire and I'm going to tuck it right into my wreath and tie that bow right in place, kind of right up underneath that sign. Okay, and then I'm just twisting it several times so that it'll stay in place on my wreath. And then you can take and fluff it some more until you get it looking like you want it.
Kyle Fletcher says his birthday. Oh, where'd it go?
How many days? Six? 6 days? Our grand announcements. How many days till your birthday, Victoria?
Oh, I don't even know.
I don't even know. We'd have to look at the calendar, but not too many days. Not too many days, Victoria. Victoria's a September baby. Okay. There is our first bow. So I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see it, but there is our first bow. Okay? Now, you can leave it just like this. You do not have to do another thing if you don't want to. Or you can add more, and that's what we're going to do. But if you liked it that way, you can certainly leave it right there. Leave it as is. I'm going to tie another bow, and I'm going to put it up here toward the top. Now, it's going to be a much smaller bow because I don't want it to cover up our cute sign. So I'm going to make it with fewer loops. I am going to use my pumpkins first, just like I did the other, and I'm going to leave my tails much shorter. You try not to make your tails too long because you're going to have to cut that ribbon off and it could be wasted. So I knew I wanted my tails long here. I knew I wanted lots of length because I think tails on a ribbon is beautiful. But up at the top, I know that I want them short because I do not want them to cover up this sign. So you don't want them too long, okay? So I'm going to take it. I've got my print facing me. I'm going to make a small loop, twist, and a small loop, twist, and that's going to be my bow. The first loops.
Julie says, hello, sweet friends. Monty, I think my kitty has a crush on you. He loves to hear your voice.
That is so funny. Yeah, I am a cat. I'm the cat whisperer. I sure could be the crazy cat lady for sure, if Jason would let me. I think Victoria's the same. Okay, so I have our first two loops of our little pumpkin ribbon. Next we use the orange, I think, so we're going to just stay with our pattern. Again, I'm going to pull those little tails short, and I'm going to make just two loops, one on the top and one on the bottom.
Miss Mary Lou says, hello, Monty and Victoria. Yay, seeing you live again.
So glad you're here, Miss Mary Lou. Thank you so much. Loop, loop, and I'm just layering. And this is how we did it. I don't remember who asked yesterday, but this is exactly how, when Robbie made that arrangement, this is exactly how she made that bow. She just layered the ribbon just like I'm doing here, where she just layered that ribbon. And she just chose colors that that were in the arrangement. And we do the same. That's exactly what we've done here. We just chose colors that matched our cute little sign. Okay, so I have all the loops. I'm going to tie it just like I did the last one. And then we're going to fluff that pretty bow.
Miss Eva says, my birthday is today. The Lord has blessed me with 75 years. So
Miss
grateful.
Eva, happy birthday to you, friend. Happy birthday. Thank you for telling us. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for letting us celebrate with you. Okay, so there is our cute little bow. And we're going to position this one kind of right up here at the top. And I realize that all these bows are not necessarily for everybody, so it's okay if you don't like all these bows. You do not have to put all this foo-foo if you do not want to.
Creative Concept says, my birthday was August 15th, which was my brother's birthday.
Ah!
Happy late birthday. She says, I turned 81 and have been in the floral business for 31 years. I still work 6 days a week because I love what I do. Beautiful Wreath.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday to you, friend. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And I agree. I will probably work until I die. I love what I do. And Jason's like, honey, we got to retire. We cannot do this forever. I don't know. If I have to sit still, I'm going to do this forever. Okay, so look, how cute is this wreath? If I can get it off its hook. So how cute is that? I mean, it really doesn't need anything else, does it? Not much. So I think we're going to tuck some fun little pumpkins down in our ribbons. But see how fun just the ribbon made that wreath. Now, you can absolutely add mesh to it if you wanted to. You do not even have to do the grapevine wreath. You could certainly do a metal wreath and use the mesh and then come in with your sign. I personally like a grapevine wreath. I don't know. I like it better than a full mesh wreath, but it's all in preference. So no way is the wrong way. This is just the way I'm choosing to put it together. Okay, so we have, trying to throw a pumpkin at you. We have these cute dollar store pumpkins. So what I'm going to do is, I think my best bet is to take some wood picks, if I can find some in my handy dandy mess.
Shirley Johnson says, my sister and I have the same birthday,
Really?
August 1st.
August the 1st. Now, you called her your sister, so she's not your twin. How many years apart are you? Or are you twins?
Miss Marianne says, happy birthday to all celebrating August birthdays.
That's right, our August birthday babies. Okay, so what I thought we would do is, this is just a bamboo skewer. I was digging in my handy dandy junk drawer and trying to find us. I thought it would be best if we would take and pierce this pumpkin. We're going to glue our little pick into our pumpkin, and then we will add glue to the bottom of the pumpkin and to our pick, and then it will be more likely to stay in our wreath. Now here in Mississippi, where our problem lies is we are hot. It is hot, and hot glue doesn't love temperature changes, and so if it goes from really hot to really cold, that glue might pop loose. And so that's the reason I am choosing to add this pick. Now what I'm doing here is I'm making a little point so it'll pierce the pumpkin pretty easy. So I'm going to take it, and this is our little skillet that I am dipping my glue. I'm dipping my little pick right into the glue. Did we go dark on YouTube? Just 1 second, guys. Victoria is fixing us over on YouTube. So I dipped that pick down into that glue, and I'm just going to pierce that pumpkin and get it all over my fingers. But that way, now we have a little pick, okay? Now, let's see. I think he would be so cute, kind of nestled right in that ribbon. Do I like him there? What do you think, Victoria? There or there?
I kind of like it there.
You like it better there? His coloring is a little off from my ribbon, so I think tucked there with maybe some of these little brown ones might be better. Okay, so I'm going to take, after I figured out where I want him, I'm going to take this pick and I'm dipping it right down into my hot glue. And I am going to just nestle him right down in to that grapevine.
On YouTube, Oma says, these were from earlier, I missed them. Judy says, so cute. DIY Dream Weddings UK says, very pretty.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And Oma says, wow, that's so beautiful. You are very creative with those golden hands. God bless you for sharing.
Oh, well, let me tell you that I do a lot of studying, so this doesn't always come from my head. I mean, I certainly put my own twist on things, but all of these cute ribbons came from a store, so they all went together. They came from the craft outlet online, so they all kind of blended well. So all I had to do was put it together. So it really, I promise, I didn't do it all. So this is kind of a fun little pumpkin. It actually looks more like an apple, but we're calling it a pumpkin. Okay, we're deciding it's a pumpkin. And I like that it's kind of in a natural material like looking. I'm going to take my wire snips and I think we're going to nestle him kind of right down into the center, right there up underneath our turquoise pumpkin. So we're going to dip him in some glue.
Miss Marianne says, I just received my ribbon from Craft Outlet. Such a great resource.
Isn't that so fun? And they have everything you ever wanted. Goodness gracious. Too many choices, actually. Far too many. So I tucked him right in there. He's kind of hard to see, but I tucked him right in. I don't know how well you can see him, but he's just tucked right in. So cute. Okay, and what we're going to do up top is basically the same thing. Now, I don't know if we want this heavy pumpkin up there. Do we, Victoria? Do you like him up there too, or is he too heavy? Or would you prefer our smaller little orange and our smaller little brown? Don't you think? Because he's a little heavy. So let's tuck these two up at the top.
Yeah. Jennifer Morgan asks, why do you twist the ribbons when a couple looked the same on both sides, or do you twist regardless? Thank you.
I am a regardless twister because I've always twisted. And so if you're not used to twisting, you absolutely do not have to twist. I just have always twisted. And so that's just my natural, that's the first thing I do. And so, whoops, that just went all up in the floor. So I just cut my picks just a little shorter. So you don't have to twist. If it's pretty on both sides, you do not have to twist if you don't want to. I just find that's just something that I've always done. So I'm going to take my little orange pumpkin and I'm going to nestle him about right there, I think.
Miss Shirley Johnson, who she and her sister share the same birthday, she said, I have 5 brothers and sisters. We were all born in August except one. She was born in April.
How cool was that? Isn't that interesting?
Saskia Atkinson says, great to see you live. The ribbon bows are lovely. Is this for
think
your
it's
front
fun.
door?
Well, it might be. It depends on if it sells here. If it sells here, it can stay. I'm going to wait a little while longer before I decorate the outside of my house for fall. I think it's about time to pull out my pumpkins inside. But you know, fall is such a long season. I kind of like to wait just a minute. Now, in the past, I have rushed it and I've had pumpkins out for longer, but I don't know. I think I'm about ready for my pumpkins inside, but not quite ready to do my pumpkins outside. My porch is still so pretty with my pinks and my flowers. I just am not ready to pull my pumpkins out. So I will pull pumpkins out in September and then Halloween in October, and then Christmas comes out early November. Okay, so I tucked our little pumpkins in, and I just used the cute little orange one and another of the natural up top. And then next we're going to add just a little bit of our leftover foliage. So this is a type, it's supposed to be a faux eucalyptus, but you see how it's got that turquoise color? So I thought we would add just a couple of little sprigs just to give us just a touch of color, and we're going to call this guy pretty.
Brenda Johnson says, you have inspired me to redo my grapevine wreath. Thank you.
Yes, and let me tell you that here at our shop, we are always so happy to give your grapevine wreaths a facelift. And so we tell people all of the time, if you have a fall wreath that you are ready to give just a little bit of a facelift, do not hesitate to bring that in. We are happy to fluff it for you. And we do that at Christmas too, because you probably paid a good bit for that wreath, and it's okay if we give it a little bit of a facelift. If it needs new ribbon, if we need to add new flowers, all the things, we're always so happy to do that.
Miss Marianne Covert asks, did you receive a picture from the bride for her bouquet from yesterday's faux flowers?
I did. She sent that yesterday afternoon. And so we will put that together next week when we're going to use some of the fresh blooms. So look forward to next week. And we're going to do the big piece that's going to go over the buffet also.
She said, what you created yesterday was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, we are just about finished with this guy. Now, always remember, guys, if you have something that needed a facelift, save these things because they can always go into something else. Don't throw things away when they still have lots of life. Like this never went outside. It was never weathered. And so anytime you have something that's still very pretty, do not hesitate to recycle it to make something else.
Miss Martha says, love the colors in the wreath. Miss
Thank
June
you.
says, love it. And Jennifer says, the wreath is beautiful.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Creative Concepts asks, where did you get the turquoise foliage?
I have no idea. It was left over from last season. It may have come off of a floral truck. So here in Mississippi, we have trucks that come by and they have different foliages and different things, and so we probably pulled it off a truck, but I think that you can order it on some different floral sites. Like I know that we have ordered, I think I ordered some off of Tremont Floral that had some of this pretty eucalyptus, and then we've also ordered it off of Shein, which is a very inexpensive website that my nose is itching so bad. These allergies are driving me crazy. But we also ordered some of the eucalyptus from Shein, which is so inexpensive, like $2 a stem. I don't believe it was this. This is kind of a willow euc. All right, well there is our finished fall wreath. Again, we got all of the ribbon and this precious sign from the craft outlet. And they have tons of fun signs. This is a metal sign and it is weatherproof. All of the ribbon is wired ribbon, so it holds up really well in weather also. Now the pumpkins we picked up from the dollar store. This one is made out of material, but I used them last year and had no issues with them holding up. I do have a covered porch though. So if you have a covered porch, they're going to do better than if they're going to get any weather. But there is our fun finished wreath.
Cindy asks, where do you buy the little pot for your hot glue and what kind of glue?
This little pot, I want to say, came from Amazon, but I was at Hobby Lobby last week and they have them at Hobby Lobby also. And the kind of glue that I use, I think I ordered it from Direct Floral, which is a floral supply place. And I was going to see if there were any in this little drawer because, yeah, a lot of times I'll keep some of the supplies so I can show them. These are called, they're little glue pellets, or we always call them a pillow. because it kind of is shaped like a pillow. So we just drop these. They come, I buy them in a big box because we use a lot of hot glue, and you can just take those and just drop them right into your pan and they'll just melt. I like these better than glue sticks because glue sticks want to string really bad. Now this is still going to string because it is hot glue, but it doesn't string nearly as bad as like a hot glue pan or a stick. I mean a hot glue gun.
Miss Margaret Lynch asks, how much would this wreath be?
Gosh, Miss Margaret, I'll have to add it up. I'll tell you in the comments because I'm not exactly sure. I can't do it off the top of my mind, but I'll add it up and tell you in the comments.
Miss Doris says, thank you for sharing grapevine ideas. Currently making crafts for a small shop in my community.
Oh, that's wonderful. Please share some pictures. We'd love to see your beautiful crafts.
Linda Juster says, hi from Williamsburg, Virginia. Wow, so gorgeous. Loved your video about carnations.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Pat Griffins says, Hobby Lobby has glue pellets.
They do have glue pellets. Okay, and someone asked the other day about a pick machine, the steel pick machine. Hobby Lobby has those too. Because when you asked that in the comments, and I was in Hobby Lobby, I noticed that they were there. They're not cheap though. They were like $200. They're not cheap, but they do have them. Any more questions?
It's beautiful.
Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. Thank you for coming along as we make fun wreaths and all the things that we do. We appreciate y'all so very much. If you would do us a great big favor over here on Facebook, please sprinkle this video so your friends can see it. The more people who see it, the more we grow, and the more we grow, the more videos we can do. If you guys have not jumped over there to YouTube, we have new videos that go up, 3 times a week? 3 or 4 times a week. We would love for you to subscribe over here on YouTube and follow us there because we are steady growing there on YouTube, and we appreciate all of you who watch us live on YouTube. Guys, y'all